Good evening. Good evening. What's going on, guys? This is Steve Belcher with Urban Kidney Alliance. This is a special edition of Kidney Disease Education Moment. The Spirit put it on my heart to do this special broadcast this evening. And one of the reasons why the Spirit put this on my heart is because I've been seeing a lot of new warriors in these Facebook groups just starting trying to find out information either for themselves or for their family members just starting dialysis. So I thought it would be fitting to do a education segment, which we've done this many times, but this education segment is on the dialysis machine, just the facts. Now, we already may have some warriors that's on dialysis right now that are not used to or familiar with their dialysis machine. They may just come in, sit in the chair, get their treatment, and leave, and not even worry about what's going on with the machine, with the alarms, or anything. And I'm here to tell you that if you are on kidney dialysis, you really need to be mindful of your machine, what's going on, what knobs are what their use are when the alarm goes off, why did the alarm go off. So I want to start this education moment with just the facts, the dialysis machines. And if anybody, have any questions once I finish, I'll definitely address it the best I can. So, what is a dialysis machine? I mean, we all know pretty much what it does. You go to your treatment, you sit down, they put the needles in or hook up through your catheter, and they start your treatment. And you're sitting there from 3 to 4 hours getting your blood clean and getting fluid poured off. I mean, that's pretty much all you know. Maybe watching television. Some warriors are really paying attention, being mindful of what's going on in their treatment. Some people go to sleep. Some people are working on crossword puzzles, watching television, newspaper. So during dialysis, your blood is cleaned using the fluid called dialysate. Now, I talked about that on Friday. Or bath. Waste and fluid from your blood goes into the bath and is drained away once it's poured off. The dialysis machines control the blood and the bath. The dialysis machine, it controls the flow of the blood and the bath. Now, the dialysis machine has two systems: the extracorporeal, which is outside the body, circuit, and the dialysate delivery system. The extracorporeal circuit is the tubing, blood pump, heparin blood pump thinner. Well, heparin, which is a blood thinner, is a heparin pump outside of on the machine. Kidney, which is the artificial filter, and monitors for blood flow, blood pressure, and air bubbles. So the dialysate delivery system, which delivers the bath of the machine, mixes the bath with purified water and checks to be sure it is safe. So the bath is mixed with purified water to compromise this to make this bath is mixed with acid and pure water, which makes up the bath. That's what I wanted to say. So you may be, let me give you a picture of the machine. That's a dialysis machine. We all know how it looks like. Okay. Now, how much blood is actually outside your body when you're doing this treatment? Depending on the machine and the dialyzer, no more than 2 cups, 1 pint of blood is outside your body during dialysis. Again, depending on the machine and the dialyzer, no more than 2 cups, 1 pint of blood is outside your body during dialysis. So we talked about the air detector. What is an air detector? Every machine, and this is important, folks, every machine has an air detector. Now, that air detector detects air, just as what it says. It detects air. If air get in your blood, okay, this machine, this air detector is designed to detect the air. Once the air is detected, it automatically stops the machine, stops the blood pump, it clamps the line, and it alarms, and it gives you a visual signal saying air in blood. Now, you should not have any air in blood. I mean, you may have some air bubbles when you first go on because of the pump speed. If they turn your pump speed up to 400 when you first start, the turbulence inside the venous chamber. But we're talking about pockets of air. We had a kidney warrior on one of our shows, Darnell Carley, who experienced a air embolism because staff inadvertently administered air to him. But the air detector is set up so if any, it could be a small pocket of air, large pocket of air. It doesn't matter. And a lot of times, let me tell you how air gets into your system. A lot of times, staff may leave the saline bag open. So that's why it's mindful to make sure that your saline line, that's the line that connects to the saline to give you fluid if you're cramping or medicine, you want to make sure that that line is double clamped. It has to be double clamped, and make sure that your saline is at least 500 cc's or more in the bag, because if you got less than that and they have to give you normal saline, you could pretty much they open the bag, they give you saline, you got less than 5, you cramping, that bag could run dry pretty quick, and then you got air in your system. So you just want to make sure that you got a full bag of saline or 3/4 full, meaning that it's not below 500. So an air detector, air in your bloodstream, that's a medical emergency pretty much. The air detector checks the blood in the tubing to be sure that air does not get into your bloodstream. Okay? The air detector is set before each treatment. So before you go on the machine, just make sure that your air detector is set. Because a lot of times I've seen technicians or staff put patients on the machine and the line is not in the part where it clamps off. So if the air detector goes off and that line is not in there, so when it clamps, if it goes off, it may clamp, but the line is not in there, so it's not going to close off, so the air can still get into the patient. What is my blood flow rate? Now, your blood flow rate corresponds with the blood pump. That pumps the blood out of your body through the machine. Your blood flow rate is how fast the blood pump moves your blood through the machine. Your doctor prescribes your blood flow rate. So usually when the nephrologist writes the orders, he puts down what he wants your blood flow rate to be. It could be 250, it could be 300, 350, 400, 450. But just remember, the higher the pump speed, the better the clearance. What is my dialysate concentration? Now, the dialysate concentration, again, that's the bath that they use to clean your blood. Okay, that's made up of salt, calcium, potassium, sugar, glucose. Let's see, calcium, dextrose, and sodium. Your dialysate or bath is prescribed again by the nephrologist or kidney doctor. It must have the right chemicals or it will not clean your blood well enough. Sometimes the wrong ingredients can even hurt you. And what they mean by that, if you're put you on a high potassium bath, I mean, that can kill you because we all know that high potassium can cause a cardiac arrest. So you got to be mindful if you're on a special bath, make sure you know what that bath is and is it there each treatment when you come in. Learn what the right concentrate is for you and check it each treatment. You literally got people have your lives in their hands. So you want to make sure that they're doing everything that they need to do to make sure you have a safe treatment. Now, this one is a set of, I guess, frequent asked questions. How can I have a safe and comfortable dialysis treatment? I'm sure a lot of people are nervous when they start dialysis, the unknown. So hopefully what I'm about to read will ease some people's minds who are getting ready to start this unknown journey with kidney disease or kidney dialysis. So let's take it on. So the problem could be I'm worried about how safe dialysis is. How can I prevent it? Okay. What you can do is check the machine at times during your treatment and learn how to read your blood flow rate, your bath temperature, your blood pressure, and other things, your alarm limits. Ask the team, the dialysis team, what each machine alarm means. What should you ask? Which part is the blood pump? How can I read the bath temperature? You want to know what the temperature is on the bath. Your bath can go up, say 39, 40 degrees. You don't even know it because of a malfunction in the machine. And that can destroy your red blood cells, cause hemolysis and other um, problems. So you got to be mindful. This is not cut and dry with dialysis. You just get on the machine and you get your blood clean, get off. There's other things that can happen during your treatment, and that's why we're doing these education moments so you can be aware of this and you can ask questions and be mindful of your treatment. You want to ask them, where is the blood detector? Make sure you know so you can make sure that line is inside that compartment. So when it does alarm and when it clamps, it's clamping your line so no air can move any further through that line. Also, where does the machine show my blood pressure? You want to look at your machine, depending on what machine you have, you want to make sure that you're monitoring your blood pressure. Your blood pressure could be 190 over 100. You don't even know it. The staff is not telling you or anything. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring your own treatments. So you can know if your blood pressure is 200 over 110 or if it's 90 over 80 or 90 over 60. Okay, another problem where a lot of warriors face, I feel cold when I'm on dialysis. How many people feel cold when they're on dialysis? A lot of people. So how can you prevent this problem? You can dress in layers, bring a hat and gloves if you need to, but staff must always be able to see your access. So if you're cold and you're covering up with the blanket, We still have to see your access to make sure the needles don't dislodge or anything happens where you bleed out. Ask if you can have a blanket during dialysis. Most companies like DaVita give new patients blankets when they first start. So if that's the case, bring it. I mean, it's a flimsy blanket, so I suggest if you can invest in a quilt or some type of heavy-duty blanket to bring with you just for dialysis, I encourage you to do so. Um, Use an exercise bike during treatment. Some places let you have an exercise bike. And what it is, it's a small contraption with the wheel and pedals, and it sits on the floor. And while you're sitting down in the chair, you could be pedaling uh, that exercise bike. You can also see if your temperature of the bath can be safely turned up. And a lot of times we do that on especially the Fresenius machine. Patients say they cold, we may bump up the temperature probably to 37.5. They normally set at 36.5. So we increase it a little bit depending on the person. Excuse me. So what should I ask? Excuse me. Can this room be made warmer? Well, we all know where in a lot of places the temperature is a big deal inside the dialysis unit. I mean, you can't satisfy everyone. Some people are cold, some people are hot. So that's a big issue there. What can I bring with me to treatment? Again, bring a quilt, blanket, something to bring an electric blanket, something that's going to keep you warm. You can't ask, does the center have an exercise bike that you can ride during treatment? And if so, how can I get my doctor's okay to use it? Of course, you're going to need a physician's order to ride that bike because they may think about cardiac issues while you're on the machine. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Also, another problem that concerns some patients, my blood pressure drops during dialysis. And we all know a lot of people experience this, your blood pressure dropping during dialysis. This is how you can prevent that. One, don't gain too much weight. If you don't gain too much weight, then they don't have to pour too much fluid off, that ultrafiltration. Two, learn what low blood pressure feels like. Learn the symptoms of low blood pressure or hypotension. This may include you may feel faint, too warm, anxious, have spots in your vision, be sweaty, or have cold, clammy skin. Tell the staff if you feel your blood pressure dropping. I mean, your blood pressure could drop just like that and you don't even know it. I've seen and experienced so many warriors' pressures dropping, and they didn't even know it dropped. And we went over there, brought them back, and I would say I would say something to make the situation light, because it's a serious situation when someone passes out or their blood pressure drops and they go out. Um, you're doing all types of stimulation rub, calling their name, moving them around. Just make sure that they don't go all the way out into a full-blown cardiac arrest. So a lot of times when they come back, I say, "Oh man, where did you go? I wish I could have went there. I mean, I'm jealous." But no, we try to make a almost a bad situation that could turn into a worse situation. Just try to not make light of what happened, but just to ease the tension of the situation at that moment. So And the last one, which I'm sure a lot of people get, is muscle cramps. How many kidney warriors who are watching get muscle cramps? Um, I'm sure if you haven't gotten them, that they will find you. We don't want that to happen, but for some reason, if you're not mindful of your treatment, this can happen. And how it can happen is the staff set your machine to pull off fluid. They make mistakes as well with calculations, with anything. So if you're only supposed to pull off, say, 2,000, and they're rushing trying to get you on and trying to get the next patient on, instead of putting in to take off 2 liters, they may put in 3 liters. How would you know if they put in the correct weight to remove if you're not paying attention to what they're doing? So this is why these education moments are important. And I encourage you, if you know someone else that could use or benefit from this education session or future education sessions or past education sessions, please let them know. Tell them to go to the uh, Urban Health Outreach Media page and go to the videos and just scroll through them and look at the title on the taskbar. These education moments are very important because they don't teach this in the clinic. They may and they may not, depending on where you're at and how much staff they have. So please share this information. Um, Technically, the kidney disease education moment is every Friday from 8 until the information is disseminated or completed. And we may come back on anytime after that with a new topic. So please, next Friday's topic is um, patients' rights, responsibility, and facility rules. We're going to be talking about that. This is given to you when you start dialysis in your admission packet, and it's also on the wall inside the patient's lobby outside a dialysis facility. So, guys, uh, if you have any questions, I'll, take a couple of minutes to answer them. I'll scroll down and look. If not, then I encourage you to tune in this Tuesday night at 8 for Smashing Kidney Disease. We're going to have on Nick Salter. I call him Uncle Nick. He's from New Jersey. He's going to share his journey with kidney disease and also his support system in finding him a kidney donor. Then, right after that, from 9 to 9:30, we got Sisters Against Kidney Disease with host Sorrell, the lovely Sorrell out of Atlanta, Georgia, the big ATL. She's going to have on Baltimore's own Tracy Tittle. Tracy, hey Lisa, thanks for joining us. Tracy is a kidney warrior here in Baltimore City, Maryland. Throughout my career, I had an opportunity to work at a facility where Tracy receives her treatment. So we actually didn't know each other. I just happened to work there a long time ago and seen her on Facebook and see the facility where she works at. So she said she remembered me. So this thing is really, really big, this kidney disease, and we can get in front of it. I mean, we can get in front of it. Some of us uh, may be at that threshold where they're starting dialysis, and if that's the case, we have shows designed for that as well to put you in front of this disease, to have you being mindful and um, monitoring your treatment and managing it and making sure that you get a safe, sound dialysis treatment. So, again, this Tuesday, tune in for both shows, Smashing Kidney Disease from 8 till 9, and Sisters Against Kidney Disease with the lovely host Sorrell from 9 to 9:30, as she will be interviewing Baltimore's own Tracy Tittle. So I didn't see really any questions, but guys, thanks for watching. Please share this video. It's very important. And if you're a kidney warrior watching this, it's your obligation to share this with another kidney warrior. Until Tuesday, take care. God bless. Peace and blessings. Good night.